LI News Radio presents Meet the Candidates with Matt Goldapper.
This is 103.9 LI News Radio. I'm Matt Goldapper. With me running for a Town of Smithtown supervisor on the Democrat, Independents, and Working Families ticket, Steve Snair. How are you?
Excellent.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you're a first-time candidate. You are an outsider to the political realm. Tell me about your history and what makes you best suited for this job.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. This is my first run for public office, and I view myself as a political outsider. We've seen what career politicians can do, and they've done a lot of damage to the town of Smithtown, and that's why I got involved. I wanted to turn that around. I grew up in Kings Park. I currently live in Nesconset, and I'm an attorney with a law practice on Main Street in Smithtown. So I'm part of the community. I have been my whole life, and I will continue to be. And I want to make sure that we can make this a great place to live, work, and raise a family for the next generations to come.
All right, tell me about some of the things in Smithtown that you're not so happy with and the reason you're getting into the race. Obviously, everybody has the same problems. People can't afford to live in the areas. Taxes are too high. What are some of the real issues you feel that affect directly Smithtown?
Sure. As you said, taxes are a huge issue. In Smithtown, the typical homeowner is paying taxes of $10,000 to $20,000 in property taxes, and the town government has voted to raise taxes 35% over the past 10 years. Now, there's a myth that our current supervisor keeps taxes low, but the numbers just contradict that. And people in Smithtown need to really take a look at their tax bills and see how it's increased over year after year and to get us where we are today. Some of the other big issues, number one thing that people talk about is, why does Main Street in Smithtown look deserted and desolate? Why are there so many vacant storefronts? Why is there so much dilapidated buildings and just overall decay of the Main Street area? People take a look at other downtown areas, Patchogue, Bayshore, Huntington, just to name a few, and they say, why can't Smithtown be more like that? And the reason is we've had a supervisor and a town board that's been inactive. We need to be progressive. We need to draw new businesses to Main Street. We need to offer tax incentives to do that. Let businesses that are looking to expand or relocate, or people looking to start a new business, let them know that Smithtown is open for business and we're going to support the business community. And we can do that by giving tax incentives. And also, the other thing I'd like to see in our downtown areas is more mixed use, meaning we need more housing, not just commercial downtowns, but housing downtowns. Who's most likely to shop in a store or patronize a business? Someone who lives close by. So if we have more moderately priced apartments in our downtown areas, meaning within a quarter mile of the train stations, then those businesses will flourish because they will have a built-in customer base.
Do you think that the town just being inactive is the sole reason for that deserted area, or do you think there's other kind of hurdles in the way that there might be for more than just bringing towns in besides tax breaks?
Well, certainly. We are coming through one of the toughest economic times since the Great Depression. So certainly that's had a negative impact on businesses regionally. But the fact is there are some towns and villages whose businesses in their downtown areas are flourishing. People can't even rent a space in certain downtowns because they're all filled up. So what's the difference between those towns that have gone through the same economic crisis as Smithtown does, and Smithtown has not flourished and these downtowns have? The answer is simple. The leadership in the town has not fostered business development.
Okay. And what about revenue for the town? Do you have any creative ways to bring in more revenue outside of the obvious, bringing in new taxes?
Sure. Well, besides bringing in new businesses to expand the corporate tax base, I want to find savings within town government. So the businesses is going to bring in more revenue, and then we need to cut expenses when it comes to town government. We need to eliminate waste. We need to eliminate fraud. We need to eliminate redundancy. We need to make sure different town departments are working together and sharing resources, and we need to eliminate patronage. We can't have leaders who are hiring their buddies and their business associates to town positions and paying them way more than they're worth. We need professionals in every, as department heads of every department, people who do this for a living, who are there for their skills and their abilities and their knowledge, not because of who they're friends with.
Right, so you think either eliminating some patronage jobs or replacing them with people who'd be more effective to do those jobs?
Well, I don't want to eliminate the people who are actually out there doing the work. You know, the highway department, the clerical staff in some of our departments. Those people go to work and work hard every day and are not paid as much as the private sector workers who do the similar type of work. It's the higher up people, the department heads, the commissioners, and the appointed officials. Those are the ones who are taking more than their share of taxpayer dollars and not getting the job done.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the town board right now. I think, as we discussed earlier, that it's all Republican-based right now, and that kind of doesn't have a good checks and balances of getting things done when everyone's just going to vote the same way on everything. So, a fresh new face to the town supervisor might make a difference. Tell me your opinion on that.
Absolutely. The town government has 8 elected officials. 5 of those are members of the town board, which includes the supervisor. Every single one of those elected officials is either a Republican or a conservative. To me, those two parties are one and the same. Without having someone from another party with a different viewpoint, there is no watchdog on the board. All the Republicans and conservatives can do what's in their best interest, and no one's going to question that. So we need to get someone on the board who can act as a watchdog for the taxpayers and for the residents, and make sure that everything that gets presented to the board is gone through with a fine-tooth comb, and make sure that it's what's best for the taxpayer and the resident. And if it's not, then that needs to be brought to light.
All right, and also you said some of the senior board members I know might not have that caring about the longevity of the town and long-term solutions. Is you going to be going in with a fresh new look for long-term solutions and not just short-term fixes?
Yes, absolutely. We have a town supervisor who's been there for over 36 years. As you would imagine, he's an older gentleman. The fact is, the town board is in a position where they're not looking at the long-term future of, or the long-term ramifications of decisions that they're making today, because quite frankly, they're not going to be around to feel the impacts of that. As a younger person in the community, someone who's planning on being here for many years to come, decisions I make as town supervisor I'll be around to see the impact of that. And some decisions that are made today, we may not feel the full impact of for 10, 20, 30 years. So we need someone who wants to make sure that our town is planning for the future of our town and the future of our residents, so the next generation can have a great place to work, live, and raise children.
Great. And tell me about some of the endorsements you received.
Sure. I've received quite a few endorsements. One of the most high-profile endorsements has been United States Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. I'm actually the only candidate for office in Suffolk County that has been endorsed by the senator. Also, our county executive, Steve Ballone, and our New York State Controller, Tom DiNapoli, have all publicly stated that they feel I'm the best choice for town supervisor. We've also had some labor unions, CWA 1108, 1104 have come out in favor of me, as well as the New York League of Conservation Voters, which is an environmental group.
Great. So when people go out and vote, where are they finding you on the ballot?
I'm going to be on the Independents, Working Families, and Democratic lines, which are lines A, D, or E. You can vote for me on any of those lines. And I encourage any voters to also vote for the entire Snair team, which will be on those lines as well.
There you go, running for the Town of Smithtown Supervisor, Steve Snair. Thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you.
Great. This is 1039 LI News Radio.